All right, let's get right into it. There's this anxiety that a lot of us are feeling about AI and our jobs. And that feeling usually pushes us to ask one very specific question. What AI tools should I learn? You've probably asked this yourself, right? Maybe you've even signed up for a course or two. And look, on the surface, it feels like the most practical, logical question in the world. But here's the thing, it's not the right question. In fact, focusing on tools is kind of a distraction from the real massive shift that's happening to work itself. The question we really need to be wrestling with is this one. What does it actually mean to be responsible for work that an AI does? Because once you start unpacking that, well, it changes everything about how you think about your career. This is the line. This is the one that reframes the whole conversation. We are not hiring for AI anymore. We are hiring for responsibility. So what does this shift actually look like day to day? Well, think of it like this. Before, in the old world, your value was tied to what you could do with your own two hands, your direct skill. Responsibility was about the action you took. But in this new reality, your value comes from your judgment, your ability to own an outcome that you didn't physically produce. Now, responsibility is tied to the consequence. This is so much bigger than just changing the tasks we do. What we're really talking about is a fundamental shift in ownership. So no, this isn't a future where we all have to become data scientists. The really important conversation is shifting away from technical skills and moving squarely toward leadership and responsibility. The one thing that connects all these new AI roles, it's not coding, it's accountability. And you can already see this taking shape in 4 new kinds of roles. But don't think of them as just job titles. Think of them as 4 different ways to be accountable when AI is in the picture. First up, we have the AI leader. Their main job, they're a translator. And this is a really crucial point. The AI leader isn't in the weeds coding agents or obsessing over prompts. No, they're the bridge between what the technology can do and what the business actually needs. They orchestrate the whole system, people and machines, to create real value. Okay, let's look at the second role, the agent operator. You can basically think of this person as a responsible supervisor for automated work. And this is where it gets kind of wild. We are literally creating jobs where your main task is to watch an AI work and then be the one who's on the hook when it fails. That requires incredibly deep expertise in your field, not to do the work, but to judge whether the AI's judgment is any good. Third, you've got the AI no-code creator. I like to call them the process shaper. These are the folks designing what AI agents do, but without writing a single line of code. And this is a huge deal. It's a massive power shift. When you take away the coding barrier, you democratize who gets to build these systems. Power moves away from the pure developers and into the hands of the domain experts, the people who actually understand the work. And finally, the fourth role, the workflow architect. This is your system thinker, the person who's looking at the whole big picture of how people and AI are going to work together. Their biggest challenge has nothing to do with technology. It's all about strategy. It is so easy to use AI to just automate a broken, inefficient process. The real wisdom, the real value, is in knowing which processes should be thrown out entirely. This role is about having the judgment to know when not to use AI. So when you put all 4 of these roles together, you start to see a pattern. It points directly to what's becoming the scarcest and most valuable resource in this new world of work. And that resource isn't what you think. There's this persistent myth that to survive, you've got to become more technical. You have to learn to code. For most professionals, that's simply not true. There's also this big misunderstanding that the whole point of AI is just productivity, getting more stuff done faster. But that's just a surface-level view that misses the deeper organizational earthquake happening underneath. You want the uncomfortable truth? Adopting AI isn't really about efficiency. It's about clarifying who's to blame. It forces every single organization to define, with painful clarity, who is on the hook when things go wrong. All of this brings us to one final, really fundamental question. It's a question that big technological shifts always force us to ask. In an age where intelligent machines can do complex work, what exactly are humans for? The answer seems to come down to 3 things. We're here to decide if the work should be done in the first place. We're here to ensure the work is done well. And most importantly, we are here to take ownership when it fails.
That's not a diminished role. That is a leadership.